What up, peeps and jappers? I'll leave you to find out what that means. I'm back with another review of Undead Unluck. I'm late again, but I'm late for good reason. My mum was a bit unwell over the weekend, so your boy had to do the I was gonna say brotherly, but not sonly duties. So yeah, it's running a bit late. I'm trying to get this out today because I have a busy day tomorrow. So yeah, I won't be able to do it tomorrow, but I'm late. But it's not actually the last chapter. It's not the surprise, surprise. It's not the last chapter. So yeah, I'm all right to be late if it's not the last chapter. If I'm late to the last chapter, that's when you know it's really bad. But we're here with this Undead Unluck chapter review, and we're gonna just go rough and tumble through it because I ain't got much time. I'm just eating now. It's 11 o'clock, 11:39. So yeah, your boy needs to get some sleep, get some rest, get ready for the next day. But let's get into the chapter review. Man, I'm just realizing you you might be able to see the steam rolling off my what's it called? Food. You know what? Let's take it Harsh Twin style. Let me show you what I'm working with here. Just something slight, just some noodles with what you might call it, some noodles with some eggs in there. Get the protein in. I just like to crack an egg in there with the kimchi brown flavored noodle. What am I doing right now? Into the review. So the chapter starts off with Luna actually explaining to Andy how the world is gonna work right now, and essentially all the Negator guys have become gods because Luna literally just says, "Now you guys can do with the world what you will," and that's just basically at face value because we'll see later on they can like decide what the rules are and like change it up and stuff. It gets really interesting. So Andy finds out that Luna has relinquished control over the world to him and all the other negators, and he's pretty much like, you know what, everything's fine how it is. Andy's just a chill guy like that. He can get real riled up sometimes. He's like a he's not really battle hungry, but just like a battle hardened like fighter. But I guess with the time as a fire comes wisdom. Like he's just a chill guy. And Billy and like Rip kind of agree because even the bad like uh rules like war and stuff, Billy ba- Billy says that without those kind of things around to like sort out how people actually need to like fight and have strife over each other, like it's kind of needed a little bit, but not on the like full scale of everyone like dying and suffering. And it's kind of just like they probably just kind of think it's a thing of human nature, taking away the ability to, you know, fight someone. Like if you don't agree with what they're doing, that would be weird if you couldn't fight anyone. I should have considered this for my tier list video about how the world would be without negators with war. I can't remember what tier I put war in. I can't remember the tiers that well. It's so long ago now. But we're not here for that. Trying to do a rough and tumble review. This is very rough and tumble, but it's not going as fast as I'd like it to be. But we move. C'est la vie. All right, so now we get into something interesting. Gina brings up that she killed Autumn's, and that was a master rule, so that was taken away forever. So there's no season of Autumn anymore. But Nico just decides, you know what, we can just like maybe bring it back under the umbrella term of seasons. There's a rule called season, so it's not like specifically summer, autumn, and winter and spring. I can remember the seasons, but yeah, it's encapsulated within them, kind of like some umas like burn and heat. Heat is kind of burning as well, so I guess you could take away burn and make it heat as well. Like the action of burning just falls under heat now. They can do that kind of thing now. So it's not a separate rule in it of itself. And like there's weird rumors like platinum and gold, so they could just they're probably going to make a new rule, maybe metal, because how it's going is basically like lining up the Undead Unluck world to be kind of our own world, like literally the same, but it started off completely different. But now it's kind of like Yoshifumi's doing his own origin story, his own Adam and Eve. This is how the world as we know it began. There were two gods playing a game, and they selected random people and tortured them for 100 years. not 100 years, 100 loops. And yeah, eventually those guys won, and that's the world we live in today. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of post-apocalyptic in a sense, but yeah, it's different. But anyway, continuing on with the whole season thing, Nico goes on to say revolution can be a rule not to plunge into the sun like it usually does, but just like rotate around it like we do. But we kind of are plunging into the sun because isn't the sun getting bigger or something like that? But anyway, let's not think about that. So yeah, that Earth is going to revolve around that sun and like spin. So like literally how our world works for the different seasons happens at different times for all the other countries in the world. And that brings up that before in the Undead Unluck world, every country just had the same season at the same time, which is a weird kind of concept. Like just because it doesn't make sense how we know it, but to be honest, it's probably pretty chill. Everyone's always chill at the same time. Everyone's all kind of on the same wave, you know. I think it would actually bring you society together. So in my tier list, I'll probably put that as improves society. Yeah, improves society in my tier list. But this is a new rule that they've just made, so I wouldn't have had it for my tier list. But that's where it would go if anyone was interested. It's my lowest viewed tier list, so I don't think anyone is interested. I didn't want to make a part two, but someone, a comment said it, and asking you shall receive. But anyway, now Julia stands up and disbands the union. And this scene actually just kind of reminded me that she should have her memories from Remember, right? So this is literally Juice talking, the original leader of the union. So this is official. It's gone. Fuko's not the real leader anymore. She ain't got her memories. So yeah, of course it defaults back to Julia. But yeah, the union is disbanded, and everyone is tasked to set out and go enjoy their lives. And it comes later on, but there's a whole scene when they're all walking away, and it's like, are they just never going to speak to each other again? Obviously not. But imagine if they just all just went separate ways, never tried to contact each other, just acted like each other didn't exist anymore. That'd be funny, but nah, they're probably all still in contact. Probably have some union reunions, You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had to do a quick attire change and put the camera on charge, but we are back. Where did I leave off? The union is disbanded, and but everyone's still worried about Fuko and her memories. But Andy kind of just says he's got a plan in store. He'll sort thing out. So you guys just go on and do you. And everyone just takes that at face value. Everyone just takes everything at face value. It's kind of because it's ending, wrapping up. There's not going to be some inter-conflict turmoil happening right now, and like a whole new adventure to get Fuka's memories. So Andy says, go on and do whatever you want to do. And of course, Sean says he's going to pick up his acting career. Gina says she wants to be a painter, which is apt because when we first met her, she was painting with Fuko. And of course, Chikara wants to be a photographer, and Sean says he can take his headshots. I guess we didn't need it, but it would have been kind of cool to see everyone else's dream, but we can probably kind of figure it out, especially based on the ones we got is like pretty similar to that character, and we all know their characters by now. Like Void probably wants to be a world champion or something in boxing. To be honest, what does Bunny want to do? Kururu wants to be a idol. Ishin probably just wants to make the best. Actually, what does she want? Just make the best armor without unbreakable. Because I was gonna say she wants to make the best unbreakable armor, but ain't got unbreakable anymore. But yeah, we didn't get to see their dreams, but we could probably imagine what most of them are. Bunny's dream probably she's still a kid. She still has time to decide what her dream is. Now all that's left is Fuko and Andy, and they are going on their own little adventure back to where it all first began, back to the bridge. And lo and behold, Soul is there. Why is Soul there? Because why not? Andy mentions that he didn't feel him getting cut in the last like final slashing attack. He only felt Sun getting cut. And it turns out Luna left Soul there in order to teach. And I guess it goes back to what happened at the end of the chapter, so I'll touch on it more back there. But anyways, Andy's trying to find Soul because he figured that Soul would be able to restore Fuko's memories. And it turns out he can. So where was the where was the jeopardy? Like with where was the sacrifice? I know there ain't gonna be a sacrifice all the time in the manga, but Yoshifumi is really going for that just happy all happy ending. It could have still been a happy ending with Fugo having not having the memories and then just chilling and vibing with Andy. Maybe we get another chapter and it just shows like 5 years in the future and they're still pretty chill homies together. And I know that memories being ingrained in your soul was already set up with Nico, but I was just assuming that it took that part of the soul that had the memories in it, basically. So yeah, it's God magic, man. It could have been permanent. Why is it not permanent? But I don't know why I'm so upset about this. But there's no jeopardy. Don't pretend like there's jeopardy and then pull the jeopardy away. Pull Don't pretend like there was a sacrifice, because there ain't no damn sacrifice. This might be the worst thing about Undead Unluck, and I'm not saying that lightly. This is the biggest thing I have called out Yoshifumi on. Why take away the sacrifice? You don't do that. You just don't do that. That's not cool, man. It's not cool. But it's a minor thing in all reality of it. But it's just you just don't do that, man. But yeah, it's a minor thing, but that just shows how great Undead Unluck is. This is my biggest pet peeve with it. Like the guy trying to make a happy ending. It's still pretty alright. But anyway, Soul seems to decline Andy's request and just so wisps away back into an alley. And this is where he meets up with Ruin. And it turns out Ruin gave Soul the location of where Andy and Fuko will be. So Soul was actually waiting for Andy and Fuko. And Ruin does mention that he was afflicted with a remember as well. So he got all his memories from the previous loop. I'm assuming maybe in one of the loops they went he ran into them on that bridge for some reason. Maybe he was trying to fight Andy or something. Or Victor. Maybe he knew Fuko would be there because yeah, he wouldn't know where Andy he only been through one loop to know where Andy would be at the same time. Maybe he ran into Fuko there in one of his previous loops and he was like, she might be there. But I don't know exactly how he knew it, but Rune's a tricky guy. He can get information. I don't know how. I don't know how he gets that specific information, but yeah. So now we're getting the reason, kind of, that Ruin teamed up with God and Luna, and it's not going along the lines. I was thinking like maybe he had a tragic backstory and so promised him power or something, and like he was just weird and twisted and warped. But to be honest, right now he seems like a pretty chill guy. He's seeming pretty chill right now. He was like a diabolical maniac before. I guess getting all his past memories back, maybe he had a more chill personality in a lot of the other loops. And also, he does point out that the world that he hated is never gonna change now. So it's kind of pointless to be mad and hop on about it. Everyone's just kind of chilling on that unlock, man. It's a chill ending. So Ruin is saying the difference between him and the other negators is that all they wanted to negate was God and the abilities that he bestowed the rules to torment them. But Ruin, on the other hand, he wanted to negate the whole world, not just God. I was gonna say not just God, but he never really wanted to negate God. He just hated the entire world of rules. The Union hated the rules themselves, but Ruin just hated everything. So that's why he sided with the gods who had the power to change that world that he hated. Which is kind of just you were that maniacal over just that. Like I think if Undead Luck got its fair share of time, we might even had a Ruin arc or something. I could have seen something like that happening, but unfortunately we are where we are. We can only hope and imagine. I don't know what we're hoping for. I was saying with my friends, maybe like a Thousand Year Blood War situation, with Bleach. Bleach ended pretty rush. But then the anime came and gave it justice. They did an amazing job on the Undead Unluck anime. The animation was amazing, and it looked like they were setting up for a little something extra, but we don't know. We don't know if that'll happen because of the way the manga ended. But like Bleach. It ended for years, and then the Thousand Year Blood War came out. But Bleach had a lot more hype. It was one of the big three. So hope and pray. Soul actually mentioned something interesting. Rune was in space. Like they beat him up and sent him to space. Basically, how's he back on the Earth? How did he even survive? We know he can't. He probably can't die in space. Or because of Unruin, it'll prevent his ruin from dying in space. But it turns out during the unlocked meteor shower against the sun, he was grabbed as well. Not just the debris of the past worlds. Rune just was grabbed as well. So, and yeah, he was one of those meteorite. But I guess it makes sense. He's just technically debris up there. Just dragged him down. I wonder how much force he did compared to other meteor. Probably a decent amount. Now, so asked Ruin, what is he gonna do from now on? And Ruin gives a answer that I didn't expect. He's gonna seek out guys like him who want to negate the world, who hate the world, and beat that shit out of them because it's never gonna change. He's just gonna be a good guy now. It's ending so fast. So Ruin is a good guy now, and Soul says he'll help him out because he's there to teach people of the world. So that's what I was saying. Like I think I mentioned it before. Soul and Ruin, new sequel idea, Soul and Ruin. So that could be how the teaching comes involved for Soul. It's not to teach the Union, it's to teach everyone else who doesn't agree with the rules of the world. Show them how it's supposed to be. I feel like, but to be honest, Soul is probably super overpowered compared to any mere mortal. But that's something the sequel can answer. But yeah, like I'm just hoping and praying. I want some more work from Yoshifumi. I love this art. I love this storytelling. Maybe next work, just go ham on the action. I think that's what we really need from you, Yoshifumi, because I've seen the battle scenes. I've seen the battle scenes. I see what you can do. And if you just like focus on that, go ham on some battle scenes, Yoshifumi, bro. Man, just screw the story, bro. Just do some boxing, just some Record of Ragnarok type shit. Like I don't really. There is a bit of a storyline for Record of Ragnarok, but we there for the rounds, we there for the action, we there for the boxing. Yeah, man, that's what you need to do. So last scene of the chapter, like that, Soul snaps his fingers, and we head back over to Fuko and Andy. And Fuko's like, "Yo, Andy, be careful. That's dangerous. You don't have undead anymore." She got her memories back just by the snap of the fingers. Like I said, it's kind of easy to do. Uh, and I'm surprised Andy knew this would happen from. Actually, because he said he didn't feel Soul getting cut. He probably did know from that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, so Soul's gonna survive. Uh, Luna's probably gonna leave him for some reason, and he'll have the power to bring Uko's memories back because they aren't ingrained in the soul. It all makes sense. It all ties back together. But why take away the sacrifice, man? Why take away the sacrifice? But that is the end of the chapter, and Fuka just says, "Yeah, it's good to be back." It's kind of just like using Remember again. That all the stuff is based off Soul. He was the first Uma, and that kind of makes sense to why he didn't disappear with all the others because Luna did personally create him. She might she might have created him for this reason in case they lost. To be honest, that probably is because he she did never answer why did she create Soul when he asked. She just kind of zipped him away, kind of thing. But yeah, this is the end of the chapter. Very rough and tumble. Way longer than I thought. It's not gonna come out tonight. I'll try and do it tomorrow. I'll try and edit it tomorrow. So see you guys. Today is Wednesday. Thanks for watching.